Hey friends, it's Liz, the official craft nerd, and today we are doing 50s themed summer DIYs. So to start this off, I took 2 of these wood boxes from the Dollar Tree, and I am just going to be gluing these together. Now, these are the boxes that come with like an owl, and different like designs on the front of the lids, but we're not using the lids here. So I'm also taking some of these square wooden blocks, also from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to glue them on the base of this for the feet or the legs of my radio. Now the plank that you see up there at the top right hand corner, that is just one of the wood planks from Dollar Tree, and those actually cut really easy with scissors, and I just trimmed off 2 of the corners just to kind of round it out to give it that shape that I needed for the front face of my radio. Now for the color, I just wanted something bright. If you look at anything from the 50s, you see that a lot of their color choices are very bright and vibrant, pops of color, lots of yellows and blues, and I thought this blue was going to be a perfect fit. So for the faceplate of my radio, I am actually just using some of this metallic silver paint that is from Plaid, and I really like this. Now it looks like it comes on a little bit watery, but it just dries very nice, as you can see right there. For just a smaller part of the radio, the little I guess additional piece of the faceplate, that is where the dial is going to go, I guess, for the radio. And I just painted that just kind of a yellow mixture that I used some yellow Plaid paint as well as some Waverly chalk paint. Now I did make some dials there using the silver as well, and what I'm doing here, which I didn't feel the need to kind of record the whole thing, but basically is I just took a Sharpie marker and I'm making dots. I wanted to give that effect for the larger faceplate, that it had the little holes in it that you would see in most radios. And I know I keep saying Plaid paint, but I mean folk art, but it is made by Plaid, and so I guess it's the same thing. Now once that's all done and dry, I'm just going to start gluing my pieces together. So I put the little yellow piece on the front of my silver, and I take a little small popsicle stick, and that's what I used for the dial face there that you see in black and white. And I just glue these all down directly on top of each other onto my radio. And then of course I'm going to take my dials and I'm going to glue those down as well. Now, of course, shameless plug time, you guys. If you don't already, find me on Instagram at officialcraftnerd, and you can also follow me on Pinterest. Now, let me tell you about my partner in crime here. This is my friend Brandy. She is the DIY Struggle, and her channel is so stinking cute. I fell in love with her personality a long time ago. It feels like I've known her forever, but her work is amazing. So please go check her out. So for project number 2, I wanted to create just a sign that kind of showcased a lot of what you think about for the 50s. So I took this Easter sign, which, you guys, this was the best. I mean, this paper literally tore right off. I didn't have to worry about using a heat gun to get the glue off or anything. I mean, so stinking simple. So then all I had to do was my coats of paint here, and of course I'm taking just a couple of quick coats of my Waverly chalk paint, and I believe I did plaster on this, and it really didn't matter if I added 1 or 2 coats because I'm going to be Mod Podging on top of it, but I do believe I put 2 coats on there, not even thinking about it. So what I did here is I'm taking some of that I guess it's called diner paper, or I don't know, it's like a food wax parchment paper that the Dollar Tree had, and it's out for summer, in their barbecue section, and I just thought this was perfect. I'm going to use this for my background. So I'm taking some of that Waverly, oh no, wrong, not Waverly, my Mod Podge, also by Plaid though. I always got to talk about Plaid products because I love them so much. But I'm taking the Mod Podge, and this is just in matte, and I'm obviously Mod Podging down this piece of paper. And one of the tricks that I've talked about before with getting clean edges whenever you're decoupaging something is just to use a sanding block or a nail file, and it cleans those edges off perfectly. So here I had printed out just a couple of different pictures, you know, like little posters that I found online. And I was just trying to kind of see how I wanted to lay these out. Now, you know, if this is something you choose to do, you can definitely use any type of photos that you want and do it any way, shape, or form that you see fit. This was just, you know, kind of what I saw in my vision. And that's all I did. Now, what I will say that I did not record here is on all of these pictures, you can kind of see I roughed up the edges. And literally all I did was kind of wetted all of the corners and the sides of my pictures, and then just kind of ran, I believe I just did, you know, use my finger, maybe even some sandpaper, very gently along the edges, and it just kind of shredded it up a little bit, you know, ripped it up. I wanted this to look older and worn, and, you know, have it as a sign that's more of, you know, memorabilia. And it just made sense to have it look like these were actual pictures that somebody had, you know, and wanted to put up on a, you know, a poster to remember them by. So that was my reasoning for that, but you don't have to do that if that's not your thing. So I love this little tool that comes with, I mean, you can get it just by itself for, and it's by Mod Podge, but it's like this little scraper tool. And it helps so much when it comes to, you know, smoothing out any, you know, bubbles and things that you have on whenever you're decoupaging. I love it. I will say this, I'm just kind of showing you, I was trying to figure out the border. And I did not go with these Jenga blocks. I tried the Jenga blocks first and thought, no, I didn't really like those. Then I started using these little half beads, and even went as far as, you know, painting these and distressing them. And then I just was like, nope, I didn't like these either. And I just could not figure out what I wanted for my border. And then I look over and I saw these straws that I just picked up not too long ago at Dollar Tree. And I thought, boom, perfect. Easy, super, super easy to use for my border. And that's all she wrote, guys. This sign came out so stinking cute. I love this. You have to tell me what you guys think about this one. So for my project number 3, you guys, this one was probably my favorite, and I just kind of thought of it on a whim. And so I wanted to have a little type of planter, but I wanted it to resemble the TVs from back in the day. So again, when you look at images from the 50s, a lot of their appliances and, you know, decor pieces, they have these pops of color. So I went with another blue, and then still taking those straws that I had a whole bunch of, I decided I wanted to use the straws for the legs of my TV. And so I just cut out 4 different, not 4 different, but 4 pieces of the straw. And as you can kind of see here, I'm just painting them black. Now, of course, if you have something that works better for the feet, use that. I was just, you know, looking at what I had right there at the moment and getting this done. So I did go ahead and kind of paint along the inside of this box with some of the black paint too, just so you really wouldn't see the raw wood once I put like my little fake plants and stuff in there. But it's totally up to you if you want to do that as well. And of course, yes, these boxes are from Dollar Tree as well. These are the little tiny boxes with the drawers in them. And of course, I did not use the drawer for this. So after I glued the feet down, then I decided I wanted to put the face of my TV on there. And I just found this little picture of, you know, my favorite, Lucy and Desi, and thought this is going to be exactly what I would want to see on my TV back in the day. So as you can see, I went ahead and just laid down some Mod Podge, and then I'm going to seal it with my Mod Podge again, of course. And you can kind of see where it bubbled up there. And, you know, I'm not the perfect Mod Podger at all, you guys. So I know there's 8,000 different ways to do it, but I do it the way I do it, and it still works. And that little tool that I told you before is perfect for smoothing things out was what I used to clear out that bubble, and it was amazing. It worked out perfect. So here I'm just shoving some paper towel in there and going to stick in my greenery. You can fill it in with whatever you want, but this was easy peasy for me, and I absolutely loved the final project. Tell me what you guys think about this one. So for my last and final project here today, you guys, I wanted to recreate an old suitcase or memory box or what have you. And this, you know, you guys know I love repurposing cigar boxes. So I had this larger one that I thought would work perfect. And as you can see, I'm just removing all the stickers off of this box, and then I'm going to give it a quick sand down. Now you can totally take, you know, if you have a sanding gun or whatever they're called, hand sander, and go to town on it. I just did a quick hand sanding just to get that wax coating off of the top of this, just so that my Waverly Antique wax would actually seep into the wood. Now, as you can see, I'm giving it all a really good coat here, and then I wiped it down and thought it really didn't, it wasn't as dark as I wanted it. I wanted it to kind of have a leathery look, you know, like a suitcase or, you know, just that leathery look. And so when I added a second coat to it and just kind of brushed it on really thick and heavy and let it sit, that's what gave it that look. So I love that it was streaky. I love that it was kind of blotchy and whatever. It just gave it a leathery look, and that was what I wanted. So I went ahead, I did the whole box this way, and then I thought, my mind of an old suitcase is one that had a lot of stamps and things that were, you know, like the travel tags and stuff that were just, you know, kind of glued down on top of it or stuck to it, or, you know, if not a suitcase, but like a memory box. That's exactly what I would have done. So I decided I wanted to take this napkin. Now this napkin, I got these from Hobby Lobby, and I thought this would be perfect because, you know, again, 50s was very America proud. And so I thought it would be perfect. And I had a lot of this Infirma from Tim Holtz. He has a lot of Infirma packages. And I had a lot of these that had like tickets and stamps and, you know, mail tags and things like that. And I thought that would be perfect for this box. So as you can see, there's no rhyme or reason to it. You just kind of slap it all over wherever you want it, and just however, you know, it ends up looking. If it's pleasing to you, then that was the whole point. Tim Holtz also has a collection of like their photos and things like that, and I thought these were perfect for the time frame that, you know, I'm kind of setting this piece into. So I went ahead and just added all these little doodads to the front. And then I decided it needed a little extra because I wanted it to resemble, like I said, a suitcase. So what I had to do is kind of sand off this wax on the corners because hot glue and this Waverly Antique wax do not mix well. And I'm telling you, it refuses to stick. It is crazy, the reaction that it has against each other, but I've learned to not glue on any hot glue will not work on that antique wax. So what I did was take some of that faux leather ribbon, which I'm so grateful to have. A subscriber had sent it to me not too long ago, and I am so grateful for that. Thank you so much, Grace. I appreciate it. So I'm using it here just to kind of give my corners just a little more look like a, you know, briefcase, or not a briefcase. What am I thinking? Like a suitcase. And once I did that, I went ahead and made a handle. And again, it's real easy. Sanded off the area that I was going to glue down. And then I glued just a strap of that faux leather ribbon on top of there. Now, I wanted to make sure that it's, you know, you got the idea that this is supposed to be like a suitcase. And so I felt it needed some like studs. Now I had these little gems. I got them from Dollar Tree too. Y'all, most of my stuff here today was from Dollar Tree, so I made this super affordable, super easy. But that was all I did. I studded it up, and you can see here in this next photo how it just gives it that little extra, like, okay, cool, this is a suitcase. So it's a great little trinket box. I can fill it with whatever I want, and I absolutely love it. And really, you guys, all of these pieces just worked together so beautifully. And, you know, being a little bit different style, not so much, you know, a shabby chic vibe, but, you know, it's vintage. It's something that I adore. And my heart is just so happy when I see these things. And yeah, you guys, I love it. So tell me what you guys thought. If there was a favorite of yours down below, let me know. And don't forget to go check out Brandy's channel. Thank you again for watching, you guys. I hope you stick around and subscribe if you're new here. And until next time, y'all, stay safe.